Hey guys, it's ViLo Energy Healing. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a general reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs for the month of December. Now, these messages may not resonate with every Gemini out there, okay? So just take what resonates with you and leave out the rest. Also, stay tuned for your bonus info that's going to be coming up after this. All right, Gemini. Let's see what we got going on for you this month. You know, it feels like you've been questioning yourself lately, like as if you don't even trust yourself anymore. Okay, you keep like overthinking, second guessing, and just doubting everything. You know, you've been acting like you forgot who you are. You know, you're letting fear and other people's opinions stop you from doing what you really want. You know you're stronger than this, okay? I'm here just to remind you to get back to who you were before you let all the BS make you doubt yourself. Okay, you've had enough of that. Okay, and it's time for a reality check. Okay, Gemini, you're not weak. Okay, you've just been too nice about standing up for yourself. Okay, it's time to set boundaries, say no, and just keep certain people in check. You know, you keep talking about what you're going to do, but you haven't actually done anything yet. Okay, you know damn well something needs to change, but you keep putting it off because you don't even know what to do first. Okay, you've been stuck in the same spot for way too long. Okay, you know that's not helping. Okay, you have to stop thinking about it and talking about it and actually make a move. Okay, if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same results. Okay, you have to be the one to take the first step. Okay, you know exactly what that is. Okay, so stop acting confused and just get it done. Okay, you can't keep waiting around for the right time. Okay, nothing changes if you don't change. Remember that. You know, you've been avoiding something that you don't want to deal with. Okay, and now it can't be ignored anymore. Okay, this isn't about you being punished. It's about you finally being held accountable. Okay, you can't improve something or anything if you won't admit there's a problem. Okay, so just stop pretending nothing's wrong. Listen, you already know what needs to be fixed, right? You just don't want to admit it. So just stop blaming timing or other people or anything else. Okay, some of this mess came from your own choices, and now it's time to straighten it out. Now, Gemini, you've been through a lot, and you're exhausted. But you keep pushing and showing up like nothing happened anyway. You know, everything that you've been through has made you stronger, okay? Even if it didn't feel fair. You're not weak, okay? You're just drained. You've carried more than people know, and you've proven that you don't break easy. Okay? You're finally realizing that you've made it through every situation that should have taken you out. But listen, you know, being strong doesn't mean handling everything alone. You know, it feels like you've tried to move on from something emotional, okay? But part of you still keeps going back to the same feelings and the same memories, the same patterns, okay? And then you're wondering why nothing's changing. You know, something about it feels unfinished, okay? And that's why it's been so hard to let go. But the truth is, it's over. Okay, you can't keep holding on to what hurt you and expect things to get better. Stop checking up on people who, you know, that you're supposed to be done with, and stop reopening up these situations that already ended. You know, if you want closure, you just got to leave it alone. You know, you're finally surrounding yourself with people who actually make you feel good. Okay, better friends, people who make you laugh, better conversations. These connections are genuine, okay? But you're so used to things going wrong that you expect it every time something feels good. Okay, all you have to do is enjoy it without assuming it won't last. You know, not everyone is out to hurt you, okay? And not every situation is a setup. Just let yourself enjoy the good things without turning it into a problem or, you know, treating it like it's a trap. You know, you're finally learning how to calm your emotions instead of letting them push you over the edge. You're handling them in a much healthier way. okay? And you're managing them in a way that makes sense. You're not reacting the way you used to. Okay? You're learning balance, okay? You're thinking first, reacting second. You're much more aware of how you respond these days. Okay? That's called real growth. Learning how to be in control of your feelings is a big step for you. Okay? You're not being cold or shutting down. You're being selective. Okay? You're done wasting energy on everyone and everything. Okay? It's called emotional distance. Okay? You don't need a dramatic reaction to be taken seriously. Okay? Like a breakdown just to prove you care, or a blow up just to get your point across. You're choosing to be calm because it works. Okay? Not because you're afraid of feelings. You're finally realizing that you don't have to take on everything. Okay? You've been doing way too much for people that won't even help themselves. Okay? That's not your job. Listen, you don't need to fix anyone. Okay? If they won't do their part, that's on them. Okay? All it's done is drain you. And that's why you've been so tired. Let them deal with their own issues so you can focus on you. Okay? This is the month that you stop stressing yourself out with stuff that isn't even your responsibility. Okay? You're letting go of the extra weight that you should have dropped a long time ago. Things get better the second you stop trying to manage everyone and everything. Okay? You need space to breathe again. Okay? Keeping things light and simple is what actually helps you move forward. Someone around you is acting different. Okay, 1 minute they're in, the next they're out. They're all over the place right now. Okay, they're questioning their job, their relationships, and everything they thought they wanted. Okay, you can tell that they're overwhelmed. Okay, but they won't admit it. Okay, it's like they're dealing with, it's like they're dealing with a lot. Okay, but they're taking it out on the wrong people. Okay, this person does what they want to do when they want to do it. Okay, they're trying to keep it together, but it's so obvious that they're struggling. Okay, they might annoy or irritate you, or maybe even make you think about your own choices. Okay, this is your chance to figure out what helps you and what stresses you out. You want to know more, understand more, see more. You want answers for everything, because knowing what's going on makes you feel like you're more in control. Okay, the problem with that is your mind runs nonstop because your brain is overloaded trying to figure out every little detail. Okay, you analyze everything out of habit. Okay, you overthink because you don't like being caught off guard, but it also wears you out. Your curiosity isn't the issue. It's knowing when to stop. Okay, some things aren't worth your time or energy. Okay, sometimes the smartest thing to do is to just stop caring about things that don't matter. By the end of the month, you finally stop trying to control everything. Okay, you let go of people, old feelings, and situations that were only stressing you out. Okay, you'll realize that anything that's meant for you won't make you chase it. Okay, you're going to feel more free than you have in a long time. Okay, you enter the new year calmer, lighter, more confident, and you're done letting anything get to you. Hey Gemini, it's ViLo Energy Healing. Welcome back to part 2 of your reading. This is going to be your bonus info for the month of December. Okay, so let's start off with some timing windows. Okay, and as always, I'm going to start from the beginning of the month and work my way towards the end of the month. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Okay, so December 6th to the 12th, okay, this is when you're making like big decisions and you're starting to move in a new direction. Okay, now the 15th to the 21st, okay, this is when your emotions settle down and you start feeling like more at peace. The 25th to the 31st, okay, this is when you fully let go of what you've been holding on to and you step into like this fresh energy for 2026, okay? Let me just see here. Okay, so some zodiac signs that showed up in your reading. Okay, This could be someone you're dealing with. It doesn't have to be. Okay, don't get too fixated on the signs. You could be dealing with any sign. What have we got here? We have Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, Virgo, Aries, and Capricorn. All right. Now, some symbols that you might be seeing but possibly ignoring. Okay. Excuse me. I'm picking up on 111. Okay. This is just a sign that your thoughts are powerful right now. So just pay attention to what you're focusing on. 555. Okay. This is when you're going through like major personal growth and change. Let's see here. 919. Okay, this is a sign of like a fresh start and new beginnings opening up for you. Also picking up on like indoor wind or drafts. Okay, this is a sign that you're releasing resistance and your energy is like moving forward. What else? I'm also getting dreams of like traveling or being lost. Okay, this is your subconscious is getting ready for change or like a big emotional transition. I'm also picking up on birds or feathers, like appearing. Okay, so this has to do with like freedom energy. Okay, it's a sign that you're on the right path. Okay. All right, now I'm going to jump into some initials. I'm going to channel some initials. Okay, now this could be your name, their name, first name, last name, place it how you see fit, okay? Let's see, what do we got here? We have A, C, D, E, G, J, K, M, S, and T. All right, guys, that's what I have for you today. If you're enjoying the bonus info and you want me to continue this way, just hit the like button or leave me a quick comment to let me know. All right, thanks for watching, and until next time, sending you love and light.